Looking back over the years, there was a time that, you know, it was about me and me hunting and me outsmarting something and me killing something. And as I've grown older, I've realized that it's not. It's about the relationships. It's about the friendships, the being able to sit there with your buddy and war game that stuff back and forth, you know, and be able to work that turkey together.
Blood brothers, an ancestral bond between like-minded individuals that share one passion. New breed of TV, brought to you by Cherokee Sports. Blood Brothers TV, share your passion.
Been an electrician for 5.5 years. I'm from Valonia, Arkansas, born and raised. Been hunting turkeys for about 8 years. Just the show, the intensity, the heart beating. I like it all. First ever turkey hunt was roosted right above me, and didn't know. Flew off, and that was it. That was my very first turkey hunt. First turkey I killed was in Oklahoma, Perry, Oklahoma, with some buddies of mine. I killed a Jake. He was 6 yards. Come up on a pond bank, and the wadding hit his head. We're in Nebraska. This is my first Merriam. Friends of mine invited me to come on this trip. My friend Chandler, we was friends instantly as soon as we met, you know. We had the same passion for hunting, fishing, being in outdoors. We just kind of really got close, and him and his friends was glad to have me come. We hadn't hunted this property yet, going in it kind of blind. We just took off, and while we was walking, we heard a gobble in the distance, just beyond the hill there. So we got around and got to where we thought we was even with them, hurried up and crawled out there and put up a decoy. While I was putting up another one, trying to, while I seen the tom in the distance, just right down the cedar line. Married, got 2 kids. One is 5 months old. The other one is 7. Got a wonderful wife. Of course, she lets me come here. Kids are gonna hunt, I hope. If not, you know, but I'm gonna try, because there's just something about the sport, being one with nature, you know. It's all about your friends, being with your friends that you know that they're in the same focus as you are, as far as hunting and being around the campfire and talking, and just that right there is just as good as anything.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Blood Brothers, to me, means folks all across the country sharing the same love for the same thing. It's the tie that binds. It's the thing we all have in common. Thus, the definition, Blood Brothers. We may not know each other, we may not have ever talked, but because of our love for what we do in the outdoors, we're all blood brothers. We're all kin. Anybody that you see, anywhere you happen to travel, if he's got camouflage on, if he's got a sticker on his truck or whatever, if you're in a parking lot somewhere and you got a flat tire, that would be the first person you'd go to. He'd be the guy that you could count on helping you out. You would have that common bond even though you never knew the guy. We all look for that enjoyment that we find in the outdoors, our time off, you know, whether you take vacation time to go hunting or whether it's what you do for a living or whatever it is, it's the same for all of us. It's the desire, it's the enjoyment we get out of that. It's all of it. Our love for the outdoors, hunting and fishing and sitting in a tree stand and watching the sunrise or a duck blind or watching the mist come off the water when you're out on the lake getting ready to make your first cast, all that stuff, we all have that same makeup, that same wiring in our chip. So at the end of the day, we're all blood brothers. And guys, that's what we're going to show you here on Blood Brother TV. We're all blood brothers. Whether you're hunting the most expensive lease in Arkansas during duck season, your granddaddy's farm in Iowa, or public ground right here in Tennessee, it's the tie that binds us together that makes us all blood brothers, is the reason we're out there and the reason we love it. I'm a blood brother. Are you?
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
We thought they was gonna kind of leave us, but then the subordinate gobbler kind of started coming our way, and that old strutter, he wasn't gonna have it. He got up there where he could see the decoy, and that was all it took. The gobbler, he got up there 30 yards. He was gonna leave, and I wasn't gonna let him get away. So I guess you could say the key to the success of this hunt would be to be patient. When you're hunting fields, you can't be running and gunning. Just be patient and let the turkeys be turkeys.
My name's Jim Schaefer. I'm originally from Southern Illinois. Grew up down there and joined the military when I was 18 years old. And I just turned 30 last month, so it's been a big part of my life. I actually I met my wife in the military, due to the military, so just had our first baby March 15th. She was kind enough to let me come out here and play with the boys and shoot at turkeys and have a good old time. So spent a little time over in Bulgaria with the military. Went over to the Ukraine in 2000 and then deployed to Iraq in 2005. Spent a little over a year over in Iraq and come back. Decided to go ahead and move up north and take a recruiting job. So as of right now, I recruit for the Illinois Army National Guard. Been doing that for about the last 4 years. So total overall, I've been in the military. This month actually will be my 13th year. Came out here with Nick and Chandler last year. Got the invite and came out here and had a real good time. And it's just been a real positive experience for me and Nick both being military. Being able to get away and just enjoy each other and enjoy good friends and company and just have a good time, because that's what we're out here doing. We've spent the last 2 days just watching birds gobble in our face, just enjoying the show and being able to go back to camp and share that story and share that experience with your buddies. That to me, I think that to me is the biggest thing about turkey hunting. I mean, if I was just out here doing it all on my own, I just don't think I'd enjoy it as much. I mean, when that daylight cracks and then birds start gobbling, there's just nothing like it. It addicts you, and it's grabbed a hold of me. I mean, there ain't nothing better in the morning than a turkey gobbling. Nothing. Been hunting this ground here for about 3 days. Been kind of coming in and out, watching what the birds are doing. Hadn't really gotten on a whole lot of birds, but seen a lot of birds moving, and kind of was trying to put together an idea of, you know, what these birds are doing, what they're using the most, and where they're going, and how they're getting there. We had a hen come in pretty early. She was right behind us there for a little while, doing a little soft yelps. Got her kind of talking for a little while. We couldn't really see her real well. She was up behind some cedars that we had to our right. She come on down. She kind of skirted around the decoys for a little while. Once she kind of got down in here and started getting comfortable, she moved over to the cedar holler over here, and that's where I've been seeing them go down in there. I sat here the other day and watched 2 hens go down in the exact same place, did exactly what I thought she was going to do, dropped down in that holler and then popped out up on the point.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Get yours today at Cabela's and participating supercenters or your local sporting goods retailer.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
She's carrying a weed. She's so old, she's got moss growing on her.
We were kind of in the mode of, as long as turkeys keep using this and keep coming through here, even though that gobbler, he was off in the distance a little ways, as long as they kept coming through, we had a pretty good idea he'd make his way this way. And got pretty close to the decoys. We had one get in about 5 yards or so, and once she got in, they got comfortable a little bit and milled around the bottom with us for a little while. Here for a minute, and they kind of all grouped back up, moved back down to the right. And once they grouped back up, they did exactly what that first hen did and dropped down in that holler, in that cedar holler, almost like clockwork. As soon as they went down in there, they popped up right there on that other side, just like that first one did.
That gobbler's getting closer, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, shortly after that, that gobbler, he kind of lit up there he's probably about 200 yards out, and next time he gobbled, he was about 50 yards out.
How far can I shoot to the right of that decoy? I got you covered. Okay. Is it coming? Yep.
once he got up here to where them hens been ducking in at, he was about 30, 35 yards, and he was well within range. He wasn't really thinking about sticking around here, I don't think, too much longer. It was definitely time for us to do something. At the point he was at, he was ducking down in that holler, and you know, we may never seen him again, because they can be here 1 second and disappear the next second. There is nothing like a flopping turkey. It's very exciting when they start flopping. If there's a defining moment in how this all played out, homework was the key. We came out here, we scouted our birds, we watched what they were doing, knew kind of what the area they like to be in and what they like to use. And that's the number one reason. Homework was the number one reason that I was able to fill my tag and put my tag on my bird this morning. But it was a great hunt. You know, it ended the way we wanted it to. We put a bird on the ground. And the best part about it is, you know, I got to share it with my brothers and my friends and the people around me. And that's overall what it's all about.
Just like me and old Freddie this morning, man, we got in there and, you know, had him going, and we started cutting back and forth with each other, you know, and you learn how to work together to get to the ultimate goal, which is obviously killing the bird. But it's not just out there. It's back at the camp.
Good food, good friends.
There's nothing really fun about killing a turkey if you ain't got somebody to show him off to when you get back.
Hanging out with skunk.
You know, the relationships are what it's all about. You know, being here with your buddies, sitting around in the evenings and cooking something on the grill and talking, and maybe picking at somebody about missing or something like that, or old stories. That's what it's all about. Joined the National Guard about 3 years out of high school. I had to wait a little while due to an injury. Joined 2nd of the 20th Special Forces and spent several years with them. Had a great time, got to travel all over the world and get a lot of good training, which in turn led me to recruiting, and did that for quite a few years, about 6 years, and further led me to teaching recruiting and retention at the schoolhouse in Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Professional Education Center, which now I'm moving on to my next endeavor, which will be at Fort Riley, Kansas. I love to hunt, I love to fish. I'd say fishing more to me is just something to hold me over until hunting season starts again. I just can't tell you what it is that grabs me about it. I don't know if it's the whippoorwills in the morning, or the owls hooting and the turkeys gobbling. I don't know if it's spitting and drumming when they're in tight on you, the way it makes your heart beat every time one comes strutting in. Whatever it is, I love it. I think one of the biggest draws to me about turkey hunting is probably the strategy. I love strategy and tactic. I think that's what drew me to the military as well. Man, getting in there in the morning and you hear him gobble, and just like this morning, we heard him gobble, and Freddie said, man, what do you think? I said, man, I think we need to move up to the next point. However, you're taking such a chance. You don't know. Are you going to bump them? Are they a little further than you think? Are they a little closer than you think? Is there already birds between you and them that you don't know about? And you set up on them, and you give it a shot. And then, just like this morning, we ended up having to move on them.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Are you geared up for this upcoming turkey season? Serious turkey hunters will now find all their bases covered at their local sporting goods retailer. Cherokee Sports Featherlight Fusion Series decoys are designed to be the most realistic and mobile decoy produced today. Super lightweight and compact photo printed bodies with heads molded from real freeze-dried turkeys. It just doesn't get any more realistic. From the full strut Billy Bad Act to the feeding wobblehead hen, with multiple models in between, turkey hunters will find a decoy for every need. By far the most mobile and realistic decoys on the market, these decoys will fit in the side pocket of most turkey vests, enabling you to carry a whole flock easily. If you're serious about being successful this turkey season, you'll want the very best decoy available. Cherokee Sports Fusion Series turkey decoys have got you covered. Available at Gander Mountain, The Sportsman's Guide, and fine sporting goods retailers. Get yours today.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
This trip started about 3 years ago for me. Me and my buddy Nick Cluck When You're Ready Rose. I call him that. First year he told me to cluck when I was ready to shoot. It was gonna be my turn to shoot. First time we'd ever called a turkey in together. And when I got ready to cluck, he shot. So I call him Cluck now. The next year we brought in old Jimmy and got to know him, and boy, what a good friend. I'm so glad to have gotten to know him. This year, brought in my good friend Chris. And it's growing a little bit, you know. We're bringing in new people, and we all enjoy it so much together, you know, to be out here and spend time with your buddies. Freddie and I hooked up in Nebraska last week. We have had our butts handed to us. It just anything that could go wrong. The birds weren't working right, and doggone vehicles driving by us, and it just snake bit. We had a great day. We got to see some really cool stuff. We had some hens in close, and man, 2 deer that were just on top of us out there smelling the decoy. And you know, you take the good about every hunt because there's always something fun about it. I just think we're doing nothing sitting there. They're on the wrong side. We got across the creek. Sure enough, he was up on top of a hill. I could barely silhouette him in all that fog. So we crawled all around to where we could get back in a little cove to where we could get some decoys out, and got all set up. So we did the same thing that we had done on the other side of the creek, which is just kind of cut on him for a minute and get him excited. He's fixing to come around the corner. He'd take a couple of more steps and still looking. And boy, about that time he saw that decoy, and you could tell his whole attitude changed. And I'll be honest, it's what I call the red leg method. It's like calling them old ducks when they stick them red feet out. Don't do nothing. He's already doing what you want him to do. As long as he was moving towards us, I wasn't gonna say a word. I was gonna just let him do what he does. I let him get in about 30 yards, and then I wanted to play with him. I wanted to see one more show before this season was over. And I yelped at him a little bit and got him to blow up and strut, and that old head, boy, it started coloring up so pretty. I just had to hear him gobble. I had to. Just couldn't stand it, man. I love it so much. I love to see the dance. I love to see him put on a show. And I just, you know, I'm going to remember that sight for the rest of the year. I pulled the trigger and he flopped. And I thought, man, yeah, that's it, I got him. Well, by that time he jumped back up. And I'm gonna tell you what, there ain't nothing sexy about a grown man chasing a turkey across a field. End result, He's in the truck. And I guess that's what it all comes down to.
Was he getting trigger happy? Dude, we've been snake bit so bad for the last week. I wouldn't let this one walk off.
Well, if there was any defining moment about this hunt, it was when that turkey came around that corner after we had crossed that creek, and that's when I knew we'd made the right decision. You know, sometimes you got to be aggressive. You got to make aggressive moves. We could have sat there where we were all morning and liable to not kill this turkey, but we did it. We moved and we did what we thought was the right thing to do, and that's the only reason I put a tag on this Kansas gobbler's leg. I'm going to remember this hunt till next year and forever. I'm glad that I got to share this memory with a good friend like Freddie, and I'm glad I got to share it with you as well.
Blood Brothers TV rocks. Become a Blood Brother by going to www.bloodbrotherstv.com. Brought to you by Cherokee Sports. You've been watching Blood Brothers TV.